So I'm leaving the gym right now. Today was my squat focused workout. So I worked up to 355 for a 5x5. What I want to work on and incorporate, because I've seen such great results from the V squat front squat variation, is I want to start front squatting for my squat focused workouts. And I'm not comfortable doing the front squat with my hands across my shoulders. For me, it just doesn't create a very solid platform. So I want to do the reverse grip, but I lack wrist mobility a lot. So that's something I'm going to work on for the next couple of weeks and transition my barbell squat on my squat focused day into a front squat. So workout complete, head into Weijinbu now and grab some lunch. All right, so we just got off the train here in Weijinbu, and this is like the center right outside the train station. But this is a Berlin Wall monument here, right in the middle of Weijinbu. So these are actual pieces of the wall. That's pretty sweet. So really, we're just coming here today for lunch. I just want to get off post for a little bit because we have the opportunity to. But we're back on general order 1, so no one can drink. So many people aren't going off post. But you can see why it's so confusing trying to find a place to try to eat. So we're in like a little square right now. Road down there with signs for everything. Down that way, down that way, down that way. But you can't read anything. Everything's in a different language. We have a hard time deciding what's open, where we can eat, what should we eat. It's a big decision. You don't know where it's at?
Yeah.
Do you know any good restaurants around here where we can eat?
No, I came here third time, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not local.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Bye. What are the chances that every person I've asked so far for recommendations on places to eat, that it's their first time in Weijinbu? So we're struggling. We're gonna go on the other side of the city though, try to have some luck. Alright, so we ended up coming back to the fish market just because we couldn't find anything that was open. Like everything was closed and open at 4 p.m. So we stopped at one place and the communications just pointed what we wanted and they brought it out. So we got a roll each. It's like a sushi roll. We were looking for sushi in the first place, so it kind of just worked out. Not really sure what all is in this, but there's a lot. It looks good. Alright, so here's what we just ate. I know if I don't say it now, someone's going to correct me. It wasn't sushi, it was gimbap. We had gimbap. So we're going to call it a day and head home. I've been in Korea now for about 6 weeks, and these guys just fly everywhere. I've been in Korea for about 6 weeks now, and a quick review, my opinion on the food here. I've never been like a picky eater growing up, and I've always been able to eat anything, no problem. But there's something about the flavor of the foods here that just doesn't sit well with me. I've never had this experience anywhere else. I'm not the biggest fan of the foods. I'll eat it, like the Korean barbecue I love, stuff like that. But some of the other foods and the spices, it just isn't my favorite. Just my experience so far. Maybe I'm choosing the wrong restaurants or going to the wrong places, but just a quick review of the first 6 weeks across the world.
now bring two phones into the gym. This one fits in the waistline of my compression pants a little better, but this one is an international plan. This is the 6S, this is the 5. I had the 5 for like 3 years and it just wasn't working very well anymore. So when I got to Korea, I picked up the 6S, but it's a little too big and I don't want to break it sitting in my waistline. So I Wi-Fi this one over to this one. I woke up this morning feeling absolutely wrecked from yesterday's leg workout. So my lower back is a little taxed right now because on Friday we did a 4-mile ruck march as well. So instead of pulling sumo today, I'm gonna work with a higher volume, lower weight on conventional, probably work with 405, maybe a little higher in the 8 to 10 rep range for like 4 sets, and I'll go into the rest of my back workout and some bicep stuff. It's absolutely dead right here. 7 a.m. Sunday morning, I'm like the only one here. One thing I see a lot of people doing wrong on deadlifts is their hand and feet placement. Now on sumo, your feet are gonna be wider, your hands are gonna be inside your feet. On conventional, your hands are gonna be outside your feet. Depending on your body composition and structure, your deadlift is gonna look a little different. Usually bigger guys, they have to keep their feet a little wider, their arms a little wider. But what I find is when people keep their arms really wide, it becomes too much of a pull, just lifting the weight off the ground. Think of the deadlift as a push through your feet, driving through your hips. So I keep my feet pretty close, probably like 3 or 4 inches apart, but it allows me to keep my hands shoulder width apart, which gives me the most power. A lot of people have been asking what the scar is right here. So before coming on deployment, and because Korea is considered a deployment, you have to get the smallpox shot. And I tried avoiding it as much as possible because I knew it left a nasty scar. And that's what it is, it's a smallpox shot. I got it like 2 months ago. Hopefully when I get some sort of base tan, because I'm pasty white right now, it'll get a little better, but it's known to leave a pretty nasty scar. What I want to talk about this video, you probably see from the title, is the biggest life-changing decision I've made so far in my short 25 years. It's not my business, it's not starting a YouTube channel or anything, it's joining the military. And growing up, I wasn't one of those people that always wanted to join the military, make a career out of it, and it's something I've always wanted to do. A lot of people do that. I didn't go to West Point for that reason. I went to ROTC. I wanted to live and experience a regular college life, but have the obligation of joining the military afterwards. There were 2 reasons I joined primarily. The first one is money. I'm not gonna lie. I went to school for free, they paid for everything, but I had to join and serve 4 years active duty. The second reason, which is a close tie to the first, is when I was in high school, my cousin was coming back from multiple deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, and I saw the respect and honor he received from like my family and friends and the community, and I envied that, and I wanted something like that. And I knew and identified that if I didn't join and serve, that I would regret it for the rest of my life. And so far, it's been the best decision I've made. Obviously, there's times when it's not enjoyable and you don't get to do what you want to do. Anyone that has been in the military can agree with this. But I'd say it's the most rewarding job, especially coming around of college as a 22-year-old kid and being put in a position of leadership in charge of 36 people. You don't get that experience anywhere else, a leadership position like that. But if I look back in the 3 years I've been on active duty, the things I've done, I've been a platoon leader for almost a year and a half now. I've gone to airborne school, air assault school, graduated ranger school, graduated infantry officer basic course, and now I'm across the world in Korea, where you never get opportunities to live in a different country. Especially in this kind of deployment where it's not combat related, you get to explore and learn the culture and do a lot of things. Obviously, the time that I was considering joining was when the deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq were really prevalent and frequent, and a lot of people in my year group joined because we wanted to go there, but we don't get the opportunity to in most units. And this is our experience in the Army, but it's been a rewarding experience and the best decision I've ever made. It's not for everyone. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not preaching go join the Army. I'm just saying my experience in the military has been very rewarding, and I've learned so much. And I think that's why I started my company, and I'm starting the gym and all these things, and I've learned initiative and drive and hard work and dedication and discipline, and it's just been the best decision I've made in my life so far.
I've been working on the business plan for like 6 hours now. I needed a little break. So I wanted to update you guys on the business plan, what's going on with the gym. So far, I've made a few changes. I've increased my financing needs from $150,000 to $165,000 because there were a few unforeseen expenses I needed, and I've increased my budget for equipment from $70,000 to $80,000. I reached out to some people that I really respect in the fitness industry. They gave me their opinion on what I should add and take away, so I made a few changes there. What I want to do though is when the gym opens up, everything's golden, the doors open, I want to release my business plan to you guys if you guys are interested in that, because it'll give you some sort of template if it's something you're looking to do. Obviously, my business plan is very individualized depending on where I'm putting it, who I'm catering to, and what kind of gym I'm opening. So you can't just use it for yourself and, hey, here's my plan, I want the money, but it'll give you some sort of template to base yours off of. So what I really knocked down today was the market I want to be involved in, the demographic, the population, and exactly the location. So before I said North Austin, I would really like to be in the Pflugerville area for a few reasons. The median average income is pretty high. It's around $80,000 to $90,000. There's a high level of education. They have a good education system, and the crime rate is low. So if I could be in the Pflugerville area, that'd be prime. It's just trying to find a location to lease when the time comes. And then I would say the most individualized and unique part about the plan and building around is what kind of person or athlete you want to serve. And at my gym, and the way it's going to differ from my competition in the area, my competition is mostly commercial gyms. So they have a very neutral atmosphere. They're trying to cater to a broad spectrum of athlete. My gym, Bear Performance Gym, is going to be the serious strength athlete, bodybuilder. So even if you're like 19 years old, 130 pounds, 6 foot, never lifted a day in your life, if you come to Bear Performance Gym, it's going to be serious training. You're going to learn there. So I'm not saying you have to be experienced to come to the gym, but it's going to be a serious place to train, and that's the kind of people I want to bring in. So I'm basing my prices off of that, my marketing schemes, and my demographic research on that type of athlete in that area. So that's one of the biggest parts of the business plan is who do you want to serve, where do you want to serve, and is it going to fit together? And those two meet where you're planning. So that's where I'm going right now. That's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I will talk to you in the next one.